When you think of homelessness, what do you think is the hardest part of being out on the street? Is it the lack of privacy or walking around not having a shower in ages? Here's a horrific statistic. In Canada, there are around 129 deaths annually due to homeless freezing to death in the cold. There will probably be 2 more this winter, just in Toronto. Despite Canada's ever-growing shelter system, with their new winter plan introducing 490 new shelters coming soon in 2026, there will always be people on the streets, dying to their worst enemy, the cold. This is where Veronika Scott comes in, designing a coat that can expand to become a cozy sleeping bag in the winter, keeping the people on the streets warm and safe from the cold. She kept in mind the intense struggle against the cold, creating a warm coat with a water-resistant outside and inside shell, taking pieces of scrap from companies like General Motors, which is used in the insulation of the coat. What makes this coat unique is how it is not restricted to a single form, keeping the homeless warm in the day, where it can be turned into a coat, and in the night, where it transforms into something people can sleep in to stay warm the entire night. So who is Veronika Scott, and why is she such an inspirational designer? Veronika Scott is an entrepreneur responsible for the Empowerment Plan, a Detroit-based humanitarian organization focused on combating the issue of homelessness. She majored in industrial design at the Detroit College of Creative Studies and was working on an assignment asking the question, what can you design that fills a need? The need of safety from the freezing temperatures, a problem only seen by the homeless, which many of us have never even thought about, spoke to her on a personal level. While many may not have known without looking further into the Empowerment Plan website is that she was no stranger to being financially unstable in her childhood, with poverty attacking her and holding her down. Born in Orange, California and raised near Detroit, these factors made the subject of homelessness more important to her. So imagine this, we have a young college student with an assignment asking for a design filling a need, alongside with an opportunity to give others what her family couldn't have. She designed something that people needed, and this thing took the form of a coat. What really convinced her that all this could work was when a homeless woman came up to her one day. She came to her not for the coat, but for a job. By focusing on the homeless and providing them a job to create coats for other people in poverty, she hoped it could break the cycle of financial instability. In fact, the Empowerment Plan is geared towards helping the homeless gain secure housing, with the program often lasting 2 years per person where they are fully paid for their work on coat production, supportive services, and programming. Create coats are only for the homeless, and the workers behind it are also homeless people who need a job. The idea of providing jobs to those who may not be able to get one, while also supplying coats to help others who are struggling in the cold, seems to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. On their website, they state that everyone who has gone through the project has secured housing a year after graduation. Here are some statistics of how the Empowerment Plan has affected the world socially and the cost of the coat, which they get through government grants, investments from companies like Apple, and donations from the public. They have helped over 85,000 people with their program and will continue to do so, creating an insane 75,000 coats distributed in 50 US states and in 21 other countries. Not only that, they have helped around 120 individuals exit homelessness through employment and helped 360 children. A notable partner they teamed up with is E3, a female-founded and minority-owned therapy company which helps in issues like trauma, abuse, and violence, who goes to their sites to deliver services to program participants. Veronika's design utilizes the fundamental design concept of sustainability through how the coat is created from scrap pieces from many companies. For example, the exterior of the coat is Cordera fabric donated by Carhartt, while the interior of the coat is created by recycled automotive insulation donated by the company General Motors. It is both functional and ergonomic due to the comfort of the coats, costing $150 to create with labor included. The warmth and the water resistance of the coat makes it very comfortable as both a coat and a sleeping bag, with the homeless recipient noting that it is the best gift a homeless person can get. Nowadays, the design has evolved to also become an over-shoulder bag to carry when it is not cold outside, which makes the coat portable, comfortable, and sustainable. She uses aesthetics to create a coat that both looks good to wear and is functional in outdoor settings. This is impressive as it looks good in all 3 forms: bag, coat, and sleeping bag. Through the many variations, I quite like the slick design of brown and black in the current version. The skills that Veronika displays are creative thinking, perseverance, social skills, and empathy. These are also the skills needed to succeed in design, where when the question of what can you design that fills a need is asked, you can answer it with a design that can solve a societal issue, which you will find through putting yourself in others' shoes. For example, as a designer, you must look into how it is living as a homeless person and their struggles that need solutions, which leads into creative thinking and perseverance, where your product must be creative or different from what already exists, and you must have enough rigor to fight for your design or cause. If you want to follow in Veronika's footsteps, you will need to first earn a bachelor's degree and focus on courses about art, design, math, and science to succeed. If offered, it is recommended to take a CAD-focused course to gain valuable skills in 3D modeling, which are important in this field as you may need to utilize these programs. Not only that, a strong portfolio of work you have done before is needed. For example, making creations for a design class or models you have created before. It may cost from $10,000 to $2,000 for international students per year. However, this number varies based on which university or college you decide to attend, with the program lasting 4 years. Some notable universities that are good for design that I would attend in Toronto are OCAD, Waterloo, and Charlton, which will give you a Bachelor in Industrial Design. Tuitions at these schools vary, OCAD and Waterloo costing around $9,000 per year, while Charlton costing more, an estimate of $11,000 per year. Keep in mind, this is for domestic students. Courses available at AY include technological design, physics, art, and maths, with virtual arts and digital arts necessary for your portfolio needed to apply. Physics, grade 11 to 12 maths, and communications technologies are also highly recommended for product and industrial design. If you want to become a design student, you must complete grade 12 English, as that is a mandatory for all students. To conclude, Veronika Scott has impacted many lives through her empowerment plan and the Empower coat she designed for the homeless to stay warm in the winter. She provides the homeless a program to get out of poverty by providing them a job, which they get paid full-time, while also creating coats for other homeless people to use in the winter. Not only is she helping those in the cold, she is actively getting people homes and out of homelessness. Ultimately, the hardest part of being out on the streets is not feeling the warmth of a home, which Veronika Scott is fighting for right now.